In today's world, we're seeing that a lot of companies are actually not using traditional SaaS products, but they're deciding to build products on their own. They're building their own apps, their own forms, whatever they need, and they're easily building them with AI. AI has totally changed the game. Over the last couple of weeks, I've been playing with a lot of these different tools, and I want to share with you one tool which I have personally found to be super easy to use. I'm not a developer. I never learned code. So that was something that was really important to me, that I can have a tool that I didn't need to have those skills. After testing a lot of different tools, I personally would definitely recommend Blocks. I think it's a fantastic tool to have you be able to easily build out whatever you need. The best part about it is that you can customize it and you can constantly continue to add features as you need. So let's jump into Blocks. Let's jump into Blocks, and I'm going to do a basic tutorial about how Blocks works. As you can see here, I'm on the section New App, where I can build out a new app. And here we have Ella. Ella is our AI builder who can help us build out whatever app we want. If I want to build any app, I simply need to add my instructions over here, and Ella can start building it. Two cool features that I want to point out. The first is that you can click on integrations and you can see the amount of different integrations that you have. What this means is that I can automatically integrate these tools into my app. So one thing that I did is, you can see I connected to YouTube and I have a dashboard that automatically pulls in my YouTube data into one place. The other thing that you have here is you have a files column. So you can either add a file or you can take a picture of something and upload it and say, build something that looks exactly like this. Now, once I actually build my app, you can see your apps in the workspace. You can see here, I built a number of different apps. And just for the sake of this example, I'm going to show you a performance review portal that I built. I want to use this as an example to show you the different layers of how Blocks works. So this is what my app looks like. I think it took me about an hour to build it. And you can see here, the most critical part of understanding how Blocks works is that it has three different layers. The first is design. How does this actually look? What are the colors? What are the fonts? What's the layout like? What does it look like to the user? The second piece is the logic, and that's understanding what happens behind the scenes. What's the logic to our app? And the last layer is the data. What's the actual data that's being used for the app itself? Understanding these three layers is critical, because then you know where to look if you either have a question or a problem or something that you want to fix. Now, if I go back to my app as an example, you can see here that I noticed that I don't have a title on this page. If I click on team members, it says team members, reviews, it says reviews. But if I click on dashboard, it doesn't have a title. So I'm going to quickly show you how we can easily add in the title. So what I need to do is I can click on Ella and I can say, I see the dashboard section is missing a title. Please add a title. Now, one really cool thing that I want to point out is that I can also mention a part on the page. So I can say, like, up here or this part of the page, and then Ella will know exactly where I need to be. So I'm going to say, please add a title called dashboard. And we're going to give Ella a minute to understand the request that we had. You can see here that Ella reviewed the three different layers, the data layer, and she said that we didn't need any changes. The logic layer also didn't need any changes, and then the UI layer. And as you can see over here, she added the word dashboard to our heading. I know that this was a rather simple change, but the point is that when you have someone on your team that says to you, hey, it would be really great to have this feature within our app, you don't need to wait 6 weeks. You don't need to wait months until it's implemented. It can be implemented right away. If we continue on the left side here, you can see that Blocks has a marketplace. Essentially, they've built a whole number of apps, and you can actually use these as a starting point. And I think the key thing here is that you can use them as a starting point. What that means is you can simply click on them, add them to your workspace, but then the best part is that you can go and edit them. Maybe one feature that is already there isn't good for you. You simply can ask Ella to change it for you. And that's where I think you'll see the real value within Blocks, that you can take this pre-existing template and just edit it to make it your own. The next part that Blocks has is something called integrations. And here you can see that it integrates with a number of different tools. Not only does it integrate with existing SaaS products, but it also has the option to add tools to my app that I'm building. So for example, I can have speech to text. So one example that I used this for was I created an AI audit, which essentially was a form that I needed people to fill out. But I don't know about you, sometimes I don't like always typing everything. So I said, hey, this would be really cool if I can add an option where you can just speak the words and then it automatically fills out the form for you. So I simply added this tool into my app and I was able to do it. Here's an example of what it looks like. Continuing down on the left-hand side, you can see my most recent apps. And then I go to the team section. Here I can see the different people that are on my team, and I have different levels of permission. I can have an internal user and an external user. And here I can invite members by simply clicking on this button. There's also great support. If I click on support, I can book a demo. They have a learning center where I can get started. And if I click on my avatar in the bottom left, you can see here that I have things like my profile, admin, upgrade, billing, invite members, and also a way to share and earn. If you think that your company could benefit from custom apps, then I definitely recommend checking out Blocks. Sometimes making things simpler in your business does mean that you need to custom build something to be exactly what you want. And that's why Blocks is such a great tool. Let me know in the comment section below what you've decided to build with Blocks. I can't wait to hear, and I'll see you in the next video.